This time, it's all about fortune teller. Are you ready to face the fear? This story was shared by a studio musician on the radio, so some of you might be familiar with it. There was a fortune teller that my family and I were closely acquainted with. Rather than a fortune teller, we interacted with her as if she were a neighborly aunt. Occasionally, she would hint at a big job opportunity coming my way. "I'll put some extra effort in for you," she'd say, and within 2 to 3 days, I'd land a commercial gig. It happened several times, and I was genuinely impressed by her abilities. As commercial gigs increased and so did my income, I purchased a condo nearby. It was secondhand, but that purchase marked the beginning of everything. Suddenly, my child started developing rashes all over his body, and both my wife and I began experiencing disturbing dreams, rendering us unable to sleep. The fortune teller, concerned, came to visit under the guise of checking on our child. Upon her arrival, she urgently suggested that we should not let our child sleep in that room, carrying him to the living room instead. When she returned to the room, she mentioned feeling a sinister presence from a certain direction. "Right here," she said, as she investigated behind the air conditioner and muttered, "I wonder if the previous occupant did something strange." She showed me an odd object entangled in hair that resembled broken chopstick pieces, explaining that a strong curse had been placed upon it. "What will you do? Moving might be your best option," she advised. Given the extreme distress it was facing the child, I disliked the idea of running away by moving. So, I asked her, "Can't this curse be lifted?" "It will cost you," she warned, "but leave it to me." The next day, she arrived with numerous talismans, scattering them around the apartment and burning a special kind of incense while chanting spells, assuring that things should improve. Following her intervention, my child's rash began to heal, and our nightmares ceased. I thought the ordeal had ended. When I shared the good news over the phone, she joyfully mentioned how worried she had been, fearing our anger if the solution failed. However, weird occurrences resumed the next day. In the morning, I found a mound made of mud mixed with what appeared to be blood at the entrance. After informing her, she rushed over, her demeanor grave, suggesting that we were up against something formidable. "What do we do now?" I declared our intention to fight, to protect my family, and asked for her help. "Leave it to me. I'll do what I can." Following several repetitions of the bloodied mud mound appearing, and her cleansing rituals, the costs nearly matched my annual income. And I was nearing my wit's end. That's when she suggested a new plan. Pretend to move out to buy us some time and figure out a counter strategy. Thinking this could convince whoever was behind this that we had indeed moved. Allowing us to end this once and for all, my wife and child went to her parents' house, while I alternated between staying at a studio, business hotel, or a friend's place due to work commitments. After about 10 days, I returned home to retrieve some necessities, and to discuss future plans with my wife, who had also returned from her parents. The next morning, upon opening the front door, we found a new bloodied mud mound that wasn't there the night before. Just as we were losing hope, my wife revealed that she had seen who was placing the mud mounds there. It was the very neighborly aunt, early in the morning, right at our doorstep. Human desires can indeed be frightening. So, where did the aunt start to betray? The fact that the rashes and nightmares stopped means she must have had real powers. Maybe the desire emerged after receiving a lot of money? But if she truly possessed such abilities, one might think she wouldn't need to resort to such measures.